What's up, world? Welcome to the Brotherly Mix-Up Podcast, where commentary, debates, and beats collide as two brothers try to break it down like nobody else can.
That's right. I'm the opinionated one, Kwesi.
And I'm Kwaku, the one that's here for the ride.
We're here to bring you the hottest discussions, the freshest takes, and the most electrifying debates straight from the heart of the culture.
Each week, we dive deep into the rhymes and reasons of life, from the streets to the sweets, pop culture, and everything in between.
So whether you're just vibing out or just looking for some real talk from some real brothers, you've come to the right place.
Yes, sir, because it's about to get real. This is the Brotherly Mix-Up Podcast.
Sit back, relax, and check the rhyme and reason with us. Let's dive in.
I said hip-hop. It started out in the park. In the heart of the Bronx during the 1970s, a new sound was born. The streets were alive with the rhythm of block parties where DJs spun beats that echoed through the night. This was the cradle of hip-hop, a culture that would soon take the world by storm. Here under the flickering streetlights, MCs or masters of ceremonies engaged in verbal jousts, exchanging witty rhymes and clever insults over the pulsating beats. This was the birth of the rap battle. Fast forward to the 1980s, hip-hop's popularity surged and the rap battles moved from the streets to the airwaves. Legendary artists like Kumo D and Busy B Starsky etched their names in history with their epic lyrical duels. In the golden era of hip-hop from the late 1980s through the 1990s, the stakes were higher. Iconic feuds like LL Cool J versus Kumo D, Boogie Down Productions versus the Juice Crew, and Ice Cube versus NWA defined the era. Rap groups and solo artists engaged in fierce lyrical sparring, both on and off wax. But as hip-hop spread and became more regional, a darker chapter unfolded. The East Coast versus West Coast conflict in the mid to late 1990s marked the most infamous period of rap beef. The feud between Tupac and Biggie escalated into violence, culminating in the tragic death of two legends. Into the early 2000s, rap beef evolved but remained intense. Nas vs. Jay-Z became a high mark in hip-hop history, showcasing the skills of two great MCs in a salacious feud. Eminem and 50 Cent rose to prominence, known for their controversial and beef-inclined personas. The era was marked by scathing diss tracks and public exchanges. In modern times, or what we might call the social media era, rap beefs have become more immediate and public. Platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube allow artists to engage in real-time exchanges. Beef is ever-present, always simmering, ready to erupt. Notable feuds include Lil Wayne vs. Pusha T, Gucci Mane vs. Young Jeezy, and multiple clashes involving Drake. Throughout its history, rap beef has been a powerful form of artistic expression, a competitive sport, and a way to settle scores. While some battles end in reconciliation, others leave a legacy of animosity and even tragedy. This complex interplay of competition, creativity, and conflict continues to shape hip-hop culture. From the streets of the Bronx to the digital age, rap beef remains a testament to the raw, unfiltered essence of hip-hop. It's a dance of words, a clash of titans, and above all, a reflection of the human spirit's unyielding drive to be heard. I know we were discussing off the record prior to this.
You know what? We should have a segment called Off the Record because that was a great discussion.
Okay.
It was really nice, you know.
Within this show's formatting, or like, are you talking about like, should that be the new name of the cast?
Well, off the record?
Yeah.
You know what? That's dope, but isn't it taken?
It probably is taken. I guarantee there's probably like 5 known podcasts with that name.
I was saying it could be like a behind the scenes type thing.
Off the record. So then, you save that for the Patreon wall.
Exactly, which we don't have. Lucky for you guys.
Which we could have eventually, depending how well this goes.
Mm-hmm.
So just to give you guys a little insight on what this show is and will be, or what we're trying to build it up to be, is a cultural
organized chaos.
Yes, I guess, in a sense, but kind of like a debate show where we talk about our opinions, our views on certain things that are going on in pop culture, business, tech, so on and so forth. Stuff in that vein, music too. We have the show separated into segments. Right now, we're in segment one, which is the open discussion. We just kind of come in, fill out the room, talk to each other. Since we're brothers, we like to find out where we are currently mentally and physically in this place, space, and time. Then we will do like a roundup of sorts, get into a deep dive discussion, and then have our formal debate towards the end of the episode, where we will debate on two different ends of a opinion and or situation currently going on in pop culture. And we will have some closing words, and then that'll be the episode. We will also not be deciding who the debate winner is. We will just leave that up to
Even though it will be me.
Okay, you can say all that. We will leave that up to interpretation to either the viewers or listeners or whoever decides to mess with our podcast. Right? Anything you want to add in there, brother?
Yeah, we're just trying to have some fun. I hope it doesn't get heated because one of us is just a hater.
No. Let it get heated. I want smoke.
Just-
I want
just
fire. I want
hater.
brimstone.
See, at least not. At least see, it's good that the people are being introduced to our characters.
It's gonna, you're saying that, but
Okay.
I feel like you're gonna realize that
No.
you're the grandpa of the two of us. So
you know what? I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. You know what? I'm okay with that. Just call me a Pulitzer Prize hater. Okay.
Yo,
Pulitzer Prize winning hater. Call me that.
Should we trademark?
Whatever.
That's
me.
Can we put in a request for him to put that as his Twitter and Instagram handle? I'm gonna need y'all, anybody who messes with us, who heard this part
How?
cast.
It's the first episode.
At this guy and make him change his name to that. He needs to.
You know what? I'll tell you what. If since this is the first episode, and I think it'll take a very long time for this to be heard. If I could get I don't know, let's just say 20 people.
Let's make it
20 people.
If that's how you feel, we need a small number than that. Let's do 10. If 10 people,
okay, fine.
Can tell
if
this
10
guy
people would at me to do that, I will do it.
Oh, best believe we're gonna get this done within the week.
Sure.
And that will be your character forever, immortalized by this episode and by the internet.
Sure. I just would like to say that I am not giving out my handles.
Okay, no problem. Because I could do.
I don't know how this is gonna happen.
I can do that.
Sure.
This is gonna be underneath this podcast name because we got to make a page for this. And then we got to put in your bio is going to be one half of the Debate Me Bro podcast. People be putting that in their bio or when they're part of a group or whatnot.
Yeah.
Stop saying short. See, this is the hate. This is hate.
Because I think how is this hate? How is this hate?
That's hate.
This is skepticism.
You don't believe that you could amass 10 followers.
No. It's not that I don't believe it. I just think it's going to take a while. Because, all right, episode 1.
So if you say it's a while, is there a limit? Is it
if we're going to put a time period on it?
That's a good point. I think it should just be 10 of all time. And then once 10 people tell you, you have to do it. I don't think there should be a time limit.
Fine. I'll do that. Not a problem.
You gotta quote that, man. You need to put a patent on that, a copyright, whatever you gotta do, all on that.
Add this to my list of quotables.
We should re-record that intro, and then you're gonna be like, you're the opinionated one. Be like, Pulitzer.
You're gonna change the whole thing now? Okay. Okay, I'll tell you what. After the 10 people, after I actually change it, we could do that.
He's moving the goalpost, guys.
I'm not moving the goalpost. I'm not moving the goalpost. I'm just saying. After these imaginary 10 people at me do that, then we could worry about changing it.
Hold on, guys. I'll give you his Twitter right now on the record. So this we could
nobody follow me.
We could fast forward.
I don't post anything but sports takes
This is gonna be the
about the
clip.
Knicks.
This is gonna be.
Okay,
This is gonna be.
I
the
don't want
clip
nobody
for you,
coming
Mr.
out.
Mo.
Sure, you know, like sure. I'm just saying. All I talk about, and I don't talk that much, just Knicks, sports. That's it.
That's fine, and then we can even discuss that. By the way, for anybody who's waiting for the title or the handle or whatever we want to call it in this day and age, it is at K as in kite, C as in cap, green the color, 25 on X, formerly known as Twitter. At him, quote him, DM him.
Don't DM me.
Once we get those 10 people, we gonna get you to 10. That's it. I'm making that.
Yeah, okay. Sure. Go ahead.
Mission. But yeah, now we can segue into the pop culture roundup. So this is the part we talk about.
See who the true hater is, okay? The true hater, and it is not me.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Okay, so here, let me. You know what? Let me set the stage.
To the album. I listened to it.
No. See, there you go. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna set the stage. Be realistic with the people. Okay. Rhapsody is one of my favorite artists, right?
He's not. He don't listen to no.
Now, I follow this lady, right? I was looking for the release date for this project, right?
If you was really a follower, you would have
see. Hold on. Let me tell the people what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So, according to this man, y'all can't see it, but I'm pointing. But according to this man,
I'll say it again.
She pushed the album back like 3 times. Okay.
I didn't say 3 times.
You want her? What'd you say?
I said at least 2.
Whatever. She pushed it back. Okay. She pushed it back. So somewhere
along
the line, things got lost in the shuffle, and I didn't know the album came out. When did the album come out?
Friday. Was it May 17th?
So apparently, I am not a true fan of one of my favorite artists because I didn't listen to her. I didn't listen to the project the day it came out. Can you believe this craziness?
Yo, listen, whoever's listening to that, tell me not. If you're a real 100% amazing fan, like you saying all this about people, like you would at least download it on the day it came out, nah?
Wow.
Let's drop the listen.
Wow.
Drop the listen. You ain't gotta listen to it, but like, why is it not saved right now? You didn't save it until
first of all,
it's saved in your Spotify rotation.
It's saved. Okay, it's saved. There was a special spot just for her. She's there. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I think it's unfair for you to say the things you're saying.
I had it pre-saved because like 3 months in advance. Like legit, it updated every time I dropped the single.
Well,
so like, I didn't even have to do much.
Good for you, sir.
Up, you know.
See, there you go.
The day I woke up, it was on my phone. It was like, yo, I'm available. I was like, bet. You know what I'm saying?
Apparently, he the saint and I'm the hater.
I'm not painting myself the saint. I'm just saying.
Mind you, I told this man about her.
No. Okay. No. Now you're capping.
Years ago.
Now you're capping.
Years
the only
ago.
Person I will ever cite you on giving me credit or giving you credit on putting me onto is Drake, and that's it. That's the only one.
Let's not talk about that. That's
the only one you'll get from me. But you know what? Yeah, let's not talk about that yet because that's coming up. But I will say, this album, from what I listened to, because I didn't listen to the whole thing yet, I think this is the first.
See, now he's gonna spoil it for me. See, you can't be a hater.
It's no spoiling. The spoiler alert if you feel like it is, but I don't think it is. I didn't listen to the whole thing yet because I'm not used to her dropping so many songs on a project. I know usually her wheelhouse, I think the most was 14 songs, right?
It was 16 with Eve.
Oh yeah. So this one is 22. So I'm not used to her giving us so much on a project, but I just think that's, chalked up to where we're at right now in the music game, or life cycle, where people are like, I don't want to say bloating albums in a negative way, but they're putting a lot of tracks on there to increase like the streaming capability of their projects. So I'm not used to her releasing so much. So I got to track number 10, had a busy weekend. And so far,
he judging me, but he only got to 10 tracks.
No, but listen. So here's the thing. This is the thing about this album. I think personally the beauty of it, which is why Mr. number one fan who didn't have it downloaded till now, it might
Oh
take
my
you a whole
gosh.
another 2
Oh my
months to listen
gosh.
to it because
And see, that's the problem with
this
y'all young whippersnappers.
oh my
Y'all want everything now. Okay. Back in my day,
your age
okay.
is showing.
Back in my day,
You
we
can't say
took
whippersnappers.
our time. We took our time. Okay. That's what.
Anyway, can I
I'm gonna
get
take
my point
time.
off? Can I get my point off?
Yeah,
So
whatever.
this is a more personal album from her. So I would, liken it to a little bit of Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers from Kendrick. It's in that vein where she did a lot of self-reflecting and soul searching and gets very introspective on this record. So I didn't get through the whole thing yet because I started listening to it at the gym and I was like, nah, I can't lift to somebody who's trying to uplift my soul. So I was like, okay, let me come back to this when I could, like, maybe when I'm like writing some stuff on my computer or when I'm working on like some designs or whatever. I'll come back and I'll listen to this because then I can let my like mind wander and actually like intake everything she's saying. But that's not a spoiler. I'm just saying it's a more personal album, so it's not something you can just throw on in the whip and then you're like, oh shoot, I'm bumping this down like the Ave and then it's party time.
Can you tell he likes ratchet music?
Okay.
Can you tell?
Doesn't have to necessarily be ratchet music. Listen, I like this, so I like it so far. I just got to come back to it. I really just got to finish it because I think it's really beautiful. There's a song I want to tell you about in particular, but I think that would be a spoiler. And Mr. Number One fan, numero uno over here.
Oh my God.
I'm not going to spoil it for you, so you will have to go and listen to it yourself and make your own opinion and take it away. Right?
Give me a month.
I'm gonna give you 2. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna give you 2 because I don't think you're gonna come back to me in 1 month. I don't think you're gonna come back to me in 1 month with a refresh, with a take on that.
I have no comment.
Segue. Speaking of female rappers, shout out Rhapsody. It really. But we could pivot to what Cardi's saying. Talking about her.
Unfortunately, I'm not exactly sure.
2024.
Oh, I see.
I mean, yeah,
that's such a shame. Oh my goodness.
So what? You a Cardi fan now?
It's not that I'm a Cardi fan, and I was being a little facetious. It's just I think artists should be able to put out whatever they want when they want. Again, it's going back to the whole fast food deal. People always wanted music or whatever. She has to live life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't remember what your thoughts were on her first album, but I thought for me it was good in the sense that a lot of it was based off of things that were happening to her at the time, because a lot of it was very public. And I think that's what made it, good. Can I say it was good? Was it good? It was good. Right?
I'm going off your opinion. You have the floor.
Okay, I thought it was good. I thought it was good. And then somebody that came from where she came from, and wasn't necessarily being checked for or anything like that. I thought it was a solid first album.
And truth be told, what was that? That was like 6 years ago. Grammy award winning.
Damn. That's 6 years ago?
Yeah. It's a hot minute. Bodak Yellow wasn't just yesterday, even though it feels like it. So, 6 years since she released that, debut record, it won the accolades it did. And I thought it was a pretty good album. It was an album that, and it's funny because because we spoke about Rhapsody earlier, she even says like when it comes to people like Cardi, she has the music, but then like her sex sells. It's like she's not using that as her main point. Everything that she really makes is like true to her and to her character, which is why stuff like that she makes works, because it's, you kind of just said it yourself, like even though she may be this person in the music, she's this outside the music, so it comes through as authentic. Like she's like, I'm not changing nothing. Here's what I'm gonna make the song about. Here's what the record's about. Here's what all the stuff is about. So I know she hasn't released a project for those 6 years, but I think I want to say she was like on a feature run, no?
Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
She was doing a lot.
Those were really good. They were ratchet as hell, but they were really good.
And then like she was even showing up on songs like by Maroon 5 and all these people, and like bringing her personality to those songs, which I'm just like, yo, you on paper or even before, like before these times, that wouldn't work. People would be like, nah, you can't have this type of like message on your like your song like this, on a pop song like this. But like, nah, she makes it work. But I was anticipating some new stuff. I know she dropped like singles over the past 6 years. She didn't release an album, but like she had singles. And I think a lot of the fans and some of the comments she was saying were getting to her. So now she doesn't feel like she wants to release music this year at all because of like, I guess.
Hey man, more power to her. I think she should have control over when she gets to do that.
Yeah, I know she was beating.
And I think more artists should take a break in between projects. You know, take a page out of her book and your man's book, and you know,
My man's. Yo,
live life.
Catch flight. If you catch flight, you got to be direct, man. Who's man?
Listen. Nobody likes to take more direct flights than me. Okay.
But you know it's funny, like because we can even segue with this point too into that part. I feel fans have always been crazy, but like they're really crazy nowadays. You know, like even wilder than like previously anticipated. So with that,
Man, I don't know if you could say that.
Okay, yeah, well,
I don't know if you could say that.
This is why it's an open.
You know why? You know why?
Listen,
Michael Jackson.
That I can't say they were crazy with him too.
That's what I'm saying. Like you made it sound like it was a thing just for today.
No, I think it's worse with today though. With the rise of like.
I mean, Michael Jackson, it was bad.
No, it was bad. But imagine that in today's climate, man.
I mean, you know, he was alive for the beginning of social media.
But imagine that in today's climate when social media is like so advanced now, like with the things that we're
I don't know. For him specifically, I think he's an outlier because his entire life was like social media.
Before social media, like it was publicized.
Yeah, so
you know,
he's like an outlier. But for as far as today goes, I think it's just the access. You know, as far as great as social media has been, it's giving people too much access to too much information. Too many things are coming at you.
Yeah, which could kind of go into the next segment here with speaking of the access and then the crazy fans is the whole Drake and Kendrick beef, right? I know we reached the boiling point, the plateau. Right now we're on probably like a decline from it. But I think that led and that, you know, type of fan energy bled a lot into that beef. Where to the point where I still can't log on to things right now and not hear some crazy theory from either side.
I think that's what drove the beef, because I find it kind of interesting that a lot of rappers, they don't find the beef interesting because I don't think the fans are allowing those two guys to rap. Everybody's like, oh my! First of all, everybody came into this with some kind of predisposition about Drake. They had some thought formed before this all kicked off about Drake and about Kendrick. So for whatever reason, they didn't like Drake and they liked Kendrick. You know, obviously each of them have their own fans that's gonna like them for whatever reason.
I don't necessarily think that's true, but I'll let you finish your point.
I think it's true because it didn't matter what Kendrick said. It didn't matter that Kendrick basically took what Pusha T did and reformulated it and put it out. It didn't matter. Everybody didn't care that Kendrick was just reusing information.
Oh, see, now this is about to be the debate part. Let's
saying.
Let's not go that branch. Let's not go that branch. Let's.
Why not? That's what we're here for.
All right, we're gonna
the debate within the debate.
We're gonna come back to that later. Do you want to finish your point then? Because I want to say where I disagree, but I want to give you. I want to let you cook for a second.
I'm just saying, like, people came in with preconceived thoughts about one guy in the negative and then preconceived notions about the other guy in the positive, and it didn't matter what either of them said. A lot of people did not like whatever it is Drake stood for. So they were just automatically on Kendrick's side because I think in one of our discussions, you were like, oh, they're flinging poop at each other. No one cared that it was poop.
Nah,
They just knew that they didn't like what this guy stood for. This dude was throwing poop at him, so they were against him.
no, this is why I think you're wrong. So this is why I think, and I think you're coming off a little jaded because I saw both sides. Like I don't know if you're going strictly off social media, and that's why social media is a little dangerous. I think the algorithm will push you to see one side over the other in particular. But nah, like remember before Kendrick had dropped anything, before he dropped Euphoria or whatever, tell me not. Everybody was scared. Like they were like, well, how does Kendrick respond to push-ups? You can't say like it was a one-sided battle the whole time. In hindsight, it may feel like it because Kendrick did a lot of setup. But if we're talking about
nobody was scared.
nah, people were scared.
If anything, people were wondering what he was, how he's gonna sound, or what he's gonna say.
Maybe it's the wrong word, but still, they were like worried because they're like, "Yo, Drake is a big artist. Kendrick can't do this." Like I've heard that.
No way, no.
I heard that on the internet, bro. They were like, "Yo, I don't know how this is gonna work." You are even not on record because I don't have it recorded, but you were like, "Yeah, like I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what your boy."
Yeah, I was questioning if he would be willing to go low because he's an upstanding type of artist.
Cool. Let me cook now, right? So that was the whole thing. So I don't think it's fair to say that like nobody cared. Like everybody just was already gonna like hype up Kendrick. Nobody was hyping up Kendrick until stuff got it like straight like blow for blow until they started swinging.
But I think that speaks to my point even more.
No
one knew where he was willing to go, but once he went there, they were like, "Okay, we hate this guy. We don't care what else you have to say. We hate this guy."
And that's why I also still think you're wrong because like I still could log on and people were like, "No, I'm still listening to Drake." Low key, like until like anything is like claimed and like proven, like I'ma still listen to him. Like I still bump both of their stuff because there are albums that I like by Drake that I'm like, okay, this is fire. I still listen to this. I still listen to Kendrick. And I'm like, okay, this is fire. I'm still listening to this. Like I don't know. I don't think it's fair to say like everybody. And this is why we segued into this. I just think the fans and the things that we are seeing from fans is what people are going off of, which is what I don't think you can go off of. Those are just crazy people. And I don't say crazy people. Maybe that's the incorrect form to say, but those are just like, hyper extensions of a certain fan base. And we can't just let those outliers or those specific comments and stuff that we read be what dictates what we're talking about in terms of the facts of the beef and whatever. So that's why you sent me that clip with, what's his name? Big Daddy Kane talking about like, oh, I didn't really like the beef because I feel like he was even seeing what all these people are saying. I mean, because the poop slinging is what ruined it personally for me, but I still tried to remove the poop and listen to what was done on each track. Right?
Right. But what I'm saying is people aren't giving...
Who specifically? Because then that's what I'm saying. Like,
sir, who listens to music? Like, you can't... why can't I say people?
Because then you switch from...
Should I say dog? Cats?
You switch from people to being like fans or like specific fan bases. Like, I don't know. You can't just say everybody's doing the one thing when it wasn't everybody. That's just my...
That's why I'm saying people.
Okay, but like you're going to say people, but then you're saying that all those people are doing one thing and they're not. Like you're saying people are hating Drake and it's like, okay, not everybody was hating Drake.
A section of the populace did not like the man before the beef started. And they're not giving him any kind of credit for
let's not talk about
how he was rapping.
Let's talk about you, because I feel like you're going to be stuck on that. What did you feel? I feel like he was rapping, especially towards the end.
I thought he was I thought he was rapping, and I thought like for context for the people, I only heard like 2 songs.
And see, and then
or like 2.5.
And you didn't even listen.
So
you should listen to the songs and generate your own.
So people are. You asked me about what I thought, so I'm telling you.
Now. Yeah. But I'm just
so the 2 songs that I heard, I thought he was rapping his, doing his thing, and a lot of what he was saying was going over people's heads, and they were directed at a bunch of different people.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where the disconnect happened for me, because he was focused on addressing everybody versus addressing this one dude that he claimed he has smoke with. And after that, I was like, okay, this is done for me, because you're not going to address this one guy and only him, because nobody else matters at that point. Because as far as, the industry is concerned, these are the top two guys.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is F what everybody on the internet is saying, right? Like, you're gonna have fans on both sides, and I just like that there was passion. And then I don't like the argument that a lot of the older heads are saying right now, saying like, oh, like, this is sad for hip hop. We just have like people just like jumping on one side. Like, I don't know. I logged on and no. Listen,
Hold on. Time
no.
out.
You're finished. You
Time
said you
out.
forgot.
Because
So let me say this.
because
Let me
you
just say
keep
this
trying
point.
to put this stuff in a box. Like,
No, let me finish
you
the point.
can't.
You didn't let me finish the point. You can't say a box if I didn't finish the point. You didn't let me finish. So listen, all I'm saying is I don't like how the old heads are saying that, because I logged on and all I say is like, yes, people are like overly doing it with theories or whatever, but like, I don't know, like, both of these guys are rapping on like a high level, especially for people in their class and their era. And people are analyzing lyrics on both sides. People want to paint like, oh man, everybody's analyzing Kendrick's lyrics. We were analyzing Drake's lyrics too. Drake said some slick stuff. He had stuff hidden within the bars. Drake is good at that. So I don't like,
And I'm telling you, no one cared, because they didn't. Well, for whatever reason,
you can't say
nobody really
nobody
cared
cared.
about
All
what
the
he said.
memes that you just record, that you are, I guess you're alluding to, right, and stuff that people are talking about all this craziness online, like, that's them breaking down the lyrics on both sides. I take that as a win. Like, to get you to think about what somebody is saying on record, that's a win. Because truth be told, let's be honest, like, what I feel, I don't know about everybody else, Drake has been putting out for the past time, unless he's dissing somebody, he doesn't have a craft anymore. And just for this battle to reopen up a craft that he may have lost or have not like focused on in a while, I think is beautiful. That's just my opinion. And then the thing is, I listened to all the songs. Shit, I thought it was bad because they poo fling too, but at the same time, okay, let's ignore the poo flinging. I think Kendrick put on a masterclass. I also think Drake was rapping his ass off. That's it. I think that's a win. But then the thing is, right, with Kane, I can tell, respect to the OG, that he is an older person. So he probably sees comments like that and he knows to be like, okay, I don't got to interact with this. This is a computer.
Yes.
Right?
I don't even know if he has a computer.
Exactly. Which is why I am upset, right, with Questlove's statement. Because it's like, that's internet, right? These audiences he's talking about. And then the internet, which I think, don't take this as a shot, which I also think that you think a lot more things should be taken serious than they are on that thing. And that's where I think there may be the disconnect and issue. I know it's been happening for a while. I know. I'm not disputing that. But I think we, as in me, you, and logical people, shouldn't have to take a lot of that stuff on ourselves. The mudslinging.
Even the mudslinging, I enjoyed it.
I didn't enjoy the mudslinging. I'm not gonna lie. That soured a lot of it for me, but I pushed through.
You know what? I'll say this. I take that back. I like how the mudslinging was presented.
Who do you think mudslung first?
Oh, Drake, 100%.
Okay. So I just want to say it here. I'm not saying you're saying this, but some of the statements you said have echoed what other people who do believe this have said, right? That, oh, you guys are just like, discrediting Drake. He already lost in your eyes or whatever. I don't think anybody was 100% saying that. And the people who were, let me rephrase that, because people did say it. I just think the people who did say that were completely jaded about the whole situation. Because I don't think Drake went into this with any losing horses. It may have been perceived to us that way, but we really got to think. This man has been on top for 15 plus years, has amassed a large following, has just got off tour, made money off that, signed these crazy deals. I don't think, I don't think any logical person should have said, man, whatever Kendrick dropped, Drake is washed instantly. I think they're bugging. Now, in retrospect, looking at the battle as a whole, right? I think Drake lost.
So I'm only going to disagree with you in the sense that I think he kind of sort of did come in on losing tip because he didn't have any information. And I think I told you this before. Like, if this is a guy you have smoke with, you're keeping tabs. You're looking for any type of, if he gets a parking ticket, you need to know about it.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I disagree with you, because I think and I think I told you this before, he came into this expecting it to be one kind of way, but he wasn't necessarily prepared for where Kendrick was going to go, which nobody knew where Kendrick was going to go. And I think that's, for me personally, that's where I think he lost.
So now for that point, I think that now we're getting more technical, right? So I think that's when we're getting more deep into when everything is now underway, and then now we're talking strategy. Because I agree with you. I agree with you in that point. But let's say if strategy and all that stuff aside, I don't think I would have said, and you, I guess you could still say you disagree. I would have said I wouldn't have known what this was gonna happen. I didn't know what was gonna happen. That's why I thought this shit was so interesting. I didn't know what was gonna happen because I'm like, Drake is a huge ass artist. Yeah, Kendrick is huge, but Drake is like a mountain at this point. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I like Kendrick. I prefer Kendrick's music, especially now in day and age, more than Drake's music. At one point, it was switched. When they were both coming up, I tended to listen to Drake over Kendrick. Right? So I just didn't know what was gonna happen because I'm like, yo, I don't know. Kendrick's gonna have to do like some John Henry shit to fucking beat this man Drake. Because the potential
even though
fighting ghostwriters and then like this man having possibly, do you think Drake has more money than Kendrick?
Yes.
Yeah. So then fighting that, like I thought it was gonna be a crazy, like he was gonna have to come out of this thing with a limp if he was gonna win.
No, I thought
that's how messy I thought it was gonna be.
I didn't necessarily know where Kendrick was gonna go with it because, like, we've had this conversation before, like what they were gonna talk about and all this stuff, and a lot of what Kendrick said was just repurposed.
I do want to bring up that point because I disagree with you wholeheartedly on what you're about to say.
Okay, all right. Some of what Kendrick said was repurposed Pusha T stuff, and he did a lot of implicating of Pusha T. Because that's a sore spot for Drake.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I told you this in text before. This, for me, this battle was going to be won or lost off of the second song. So like Drake's response to whatever Kendrick responded to Push-Ups with. And I think that's where he really lost it, because he didn't it's like he didn't know where to take this. And then you have Kendrick, because I feel like Kendrick had the most ammo because of the whole Pusha T thing. And since Drake never really responded to Pusha T, I think for me that automatically put Kendrick one up. Because he basically had a blueprint. So like I think, what was it? Family Matters. Family Matters was solid. The problem with that song, though, he did exactly what he did on Push Ups. He addressed a bunch of people.
I don't know if it was intentional, but it was a good strategic move, whether intentional or not, or a good situation that this man had his attention divided, because that caused him to slip up OD.
Yeah, but that to me is where it was unfair.
But then it's unfair on whose fault? Like, nobody told Drake to do that.
No, not on Drake's fault or anything. It's the expectation.
Yeah.
The expectation was what made it unfair.
Yeah, because then I was gonna say is, like, I don't know, like, he felt, and we talked about this too, he felt like he needed to keep coming at everybody when I don't know, when realistically, I don't know, you're bigger than a lot of those people. If anything, Kendrick was the real problem, like we both said. You could have just forgot about those guys real quick, just to finish the matchup you had with Kendrick, and then come back at them if you needed to. I think he tried to bite more than he could chew. And then what I also think he messed up was with Family Matters. He thought that was a final kill. He thought that was his shotgun. He thought that was his gun to the chest.
No way.
No, I feel when you listen and you didn't. Oh man,
I heard the song when you sent it to me. I listened to it. Yeah,
all of them, even the new one, the Hard Part 6, all of them.
No, I didn't. I haven't heard that one.
So I'm saying you have to listen to every song, especially in succession. In retrospect, my opinion, I don't know. I'm not Drake. I'm not his team. Because especially with him on this gallivanting that he likes to do on his stories on Instagram, I think he thought that was his red button, and I think he thought he was going to win off that song. I think he felt like, good, I wrote a good song. I put mad money into this video. This is going to dun him off. He didn't, and I don't know if this is his cockiness. I don't know if he just doesn't think Kendrick is smart. Like, I don't know what drove him to think that would be the final kill, because Kendrick was ready. It's like, I don't know, this whole match, I'm feeling Kendrick is like watching Drake. The way you just said how Drake should have receipts on Kendrick, I feel like Kendrick had receipts on Drake.
Exactly.
And that's where I don't know what in Drake's head told him he doesn't have to give Kendrick that same type of respect. And that's what I think was his downfall. Because he dropped that track, and I could tell he probably didn't have any more in the booth, any more in the studio, anything else on a hard drive. I think he was like, this was the song. This is going to kill him, and then I could go relax. And then he dropped that. 20 minutes later, Kendrick dropped Meet the Grams. I think that was an rated track, and not underrated because like of what it did, like structurally and like and in lyric form or whatever, but underestimated because if Kendrick didn't drop anything and let Family Matter stay the night, we may have been looking at a different battle. All right, y'all, that's a wrap on this discussion. Thanks for joining us on today's episode of the Brotherly Mix-Up Podcast.
Yes, thanks for tuning into this round of debates and hot takes. As you can see, despite being brothers, we don't always agree.
Ain't that the truth? But that's what makes it fun, right?
I guess.
Remember, if you love what you heard today, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a rating. Your feedback helps us keep the conversation going.
If you have any burning topics you want us to tackle or speak on, hit us up on social media. We love hearing from people.
That's right. You can find us at the socials listed in the description. We're always down for a good debate.
Until next time, peace.
Peace out.